Zooey Deschanel appears on the August cover of InStyle and says she hates being asked if she wants to have kids. Like every woman is dying to give birth, nobody asks a guy that question. Zooey says such 1950s thinking brings out the fiery feminist in her, and the new girl just might be alone in her sisterhood stance, as other young female stars are no longer fanning the flames of feminism.
I am not a feminist, but I do believe in the strength of women.
That was Katie at a Billboard magazine event in 2012. This was Katie on Australian TV earlier this year.
Would you describe yourself as a feminist?
A feminist? Yeah, actually, I used to not really understand what that word meant. And now that I do, it just means that I love myself as a female and I also love men.
Sorry, Katie. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, feminism is actually the belief that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities. Taylor Swift, Carrie Underwood, and Lady Gaga have also shied away from the movement.
I'm not a feminist. I hail men. I love men.
But if feminism means equality, why has it become the new F word in Hollywood? ET Canada gets two experts to weigh in. Steph Guthrie is a feminist advocate. Natasha Kaufman is a public relations expert.
I truly believe that the reason that the girls don't want to be labeled as being feminist is because they don't understand the meaning of the word. And I believe that whoever is doing their publicity or is their handler are not providing them with that information, or perhaps they feel timid to even ask.
Sadly, a lot of people still feel that equitable rights for all genders are somehow controversial, and most mainstream entertainers are looking to appeal to as broad an audience as possible.
All of my life I've lived by your rules. Not anymore.
Shailene Woodley, who plays the strong kick-butt heroine in the hit film Divergent, ironically, doesn't consider herself a feminist. Making the declaration in a recent interview with Time magazine, Shailene says, "I think the idea of raise women to power, take the men away from the power is never going to work out because you need balance."
We have this whole discourse of stereotypes about feminists that characterize them as man-hating, that characterize them as bra burners.
Kelly Clarkson, also speaking to Time magazine, said she was uncomfortable describing herself as a feminist too.
I think when people hear feminist, it's just like, get out of my way, I don't need anyone.
If you look at Kelly Clarkson's brand, she writes about, writes songs about feminism.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller.
Clearly, there wasn't a lot of time spent reviewing her key messages. We would spend hours with our client prepping them for an interview with Time magazine. We would take them through a Q&A. We'd actually write out the answers for them so that they have the key messages right there.
But there are at least two celebs who embrace the so-called F word.
You look at someone like Angelina Jolie, who is definitely a feminist. She's got the hottest partner on the planet. She's got children, and she balances her life.
Who run the world? Girls.
Beyonce is just she's my favorite. She's breaking down a lot of myths by showing that you can be a feminist and you can still want to be with a very strong man. So, take that, Kelly Clarkson.